Hey now, Superfly is 187 coming at you today with the conclusion to Dead Rising 3. This is the first ending, and then the second one after the credits roll will come up next, if I can make it. So yeah, the title of the video is my crazy 16th birthday. I couldn't fit birthday in there. The Xbox program sucks ass. But anyway, it is about my 16th birthday, and I guess this story basically starts pretty late. Well, I'll say pretty late, I guess 10 o'clock at night or so, or something like that, because I was out doing something. You know, when you're 16, you know, you got your parents' thing. I don't even think I had cake or anything that year. I think, you know, I was at the point where, you know, you're mature enough that we're not going to, you know, have a party or anything. But I did have crazy parties afterwards. It's just, you know how you are when you're 16. Anyway, so I think I was out doing something with my buddies or whatever, and I heard that my uncle was having a bonfire in his backyard, and I didn't even realize that he had like 30 or 40 people over as well. So I showed up, and I showed up, and yeah, there was people inside, people outside, blah blah blah, and we were no, I was by myself, or was I with? I can't remember. I want to say Brian Johnston was there, and I think you were, Brian. If you're listening to this, I think you were there that night actually, and someone else shows up later. Anyway, I came in. There was like a bonfire, a picnic table, drinks, blah blah blah. I had a beer because my uncle was kind of cool like that. Now he's a crazy meth head, and I wouldn't fuck with him at all. But back then he was kind of established. You know, he had a job, he had an education. But he was still a bad dude always. Anyway, so we were having some beers, and I looked down, and I saw my dad's wallet, and I was like, oh fuck, my dad was here. I guess he had went home, and I had his wallet, so I put it in my pocket, and I was just gonna bring it to him later or whatever. So my uncle made the announcement to a bunch of people, hey, my nephew's here, he's 16th birthday today, and this I want to say 40-something sexy blonde woman. She was hammered, and she was like, oh, it's your birthday, and I was sitting down, and she came up and like straddled me, like sat on me with, you know, facing me, and gave me a kiss, and I was like, whatever, so I started making out with her, right? And she was like, whoa, you are a man, you know, like she was all like shocked that I was sticking my tongue in her mouth, so whatever. I thought it was really funny. But I was like really interested all of a sudden, you know, she got my fucking attention, right? So I went to my uncle, I'm like, hey, what's the deal with that blonde, you know, like I can't remember her name, but he's like, oh, dude, don't even, like, her husband's inside, he's pretty hammered too, blah blah blah. I'm like, her husband? Oh my god, right? This dude was solid, like, I mean, solid, man. I don't know too many people this guy's size, and I do not ever want to mess with this guy. He would totally kill me, and I'm sure he has the means to do so without using his muscle. Anyway, so fast forward a little bit, a few hours went by, you know, I had a few drinks still, everyone was wasted. Now, this blonde woman she had a car there, and I think her husband had a truck there, and they were debating on whether or not to leave the car, and I guess the husband was going to drive, and a lot of people had left at this point, and she had asked me if I had my license. I don't know if you remember this, Brian, but I pulled out, I just turned 16 that day, and you can't get your license until you're 16, right? So it's totally impossible for me to have my license, but I pulled out my dad's wallet and I showed her the license. So she let me drive her car. I want to say it was behind County Park from Oliver Road. Anyway, so we ended up going there. I don't know if my buddy was still there or not, or if he came with us. This is my first time driving a fucking car, right? I was flawless, though. It's obviously an easy thing to do. It's not hard. But, so we go there, right? And it was a nice place, man. This is a well-established people. They didn't have any kids that I knew about. You know, we were downstairs. There was a pool table, nice big screen TV. Nice stair. You know, everything was pretty nice. And so we continued to have more drinks, right? And Glenn, what the fuck? Glenn was there. I can't remember his last name. And Skinner's dead now, and I don't know if anyone knows him that's listening. Probably not, but he was a hardcore alcoholic. Glenn is a army guy. He was a champion wrestler, a Canadian champion wrestler, but he got busted with drugs, tried to cross the border. Fucking idiot, right? So he wasn't in a real good spot, but they were there. I think my buddy was there, or he went home or whatever, and I was there, and then this couple was there, right? The people who lived there. So the husband, he went to bed, and we continued to party a little bit, and you know, have a good time. Like, she was kind of like a slutty kind of girl. Like, I would never want to be married to a girl like this, because, you know, you can never trust her. But like, dude has no worries. Like, he would kick anyone's ass. So, you know, I was totally out of the, you know, like, I wasn't even trying. So hours went by, I guess, and it was probably about 2, maybe 2:33, and this Glenn guy, Glenn Harlock, I'm gonna drop his name, Glenn Harlock. Look it up. I'm sure he's a Canadian champion wrestling, Glenn Harlock. Anyway, he was like, okay, like, I want to go home now, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, why don't you just stay here? You guys should just stay here. And dude's like, no, I want to go home. And I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind leaving too. Like, I know she's the only broad here, and I ain't even, you know, taking a run at her. But, so he was like, your husband promised us some money. And she was like, oh, well, okay. So she went upstairs, I guess, and went to look, and she came back down. She says, I couldn't find it. So they both went up there, and I was like creeping around too. I was like just kind of creeping and staying in the background. And husband was passed out on the bed, and Glenn went in there and somehow found this wallet. So he opens this fucking wallet, and holy shit, there's like 9 $100 bills in there. I'm like, wow, who keeps that much money on them? You know, like, whatever, right? So Glenn, I guess, grabbed a $100 bill for the cab, right? But she was like, no, he'll kill me, blah, blah, blah. And there was a scuffle ensued, and they started like rolling around on the ground and everything, and she's like, where is it? He's like, I don't have it. And she was like, I said, uh-oh, better have a strip search. Lo and behold, I had no idea what I had done. Glenn, oh, okay, what happened during the scuffle? Sorry, I forgot this. Glenn had the $100 bill crumpled up, and he threw it out to me, so I had it. I had it in my pocket. Okay, $100 bill, right? Crumpled up in my pocket. And I said, uh-oh, strip search. Kind of sounds gay, but, you know, whatever. So he just peeled off his clothes. I don't have it. And he's he's just standing there butt-ass naked. And she looks at him, and then she peeled off all her clothes. Now, what the fuck the logic was in doing that, I have no idea. But they didn't find it. We ended up calling a cab. It was hilarious though. Like, they're just standing there naked. Oh my god, it was so funny. So anyway, trying to wrap this up, we ended up getting the cab, paid for it. I went back to my uncle's place. He was still kind of up, meandering around, doing whatever. And so I had a few drinks and whatever, and I'm sitting by the fire. I guess everyone went to bed. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and fucking I hear something. Hey. I'm like, hey, who's that? Fucking Chad Gilbert. He just comes walking up out of nowhere. I don't know what the fuck this guy was up to, but hey, Chad, come on in. So we sat down, I gave him a drink, I think, and he was like, oh, dude, I got some oil. Oil was big back then, and we had, I'm trying to wrap this up here, we had like, I don't know, 30, 40 spliffs rolled up on the table inside. We went inside, and fucking we heard something. What the fuck? And Chad literally put his arms on the table and covered all the spliffs. He stuck them all to his Mondetta sweater, and my dad walked in just then. And yeah, Chad, go home. Anyway, I'm Superfly is 187. Thanks for checking me out. Peace, favorite, like, subscribe. Peace.